against Crystal Edge technology screens. Now, I explained to you way back 8 years ago, one of the biggest rages, 8 years, 2 years, somewhere around that time, but mostly 8 years ago, the biggest rage at that particular time was something called a YouTube paint. And a YouTube paint is a black and white. Some people use bare silver screen. Some people were just using plain bare silver screen. Some people were mixing bare silver screen with black paint. We did ours under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint a little different. Our product was basically bare silver screen. No, it was bare 1050, white bare 1050 with a little black in it, and it had Martha Stewart silver, and it had gold glitter in it. That's what we were making. That's what Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. We don't care. We don't make this stuff anymore. Anyway, so later on, you had people that came up with all different kinds of. They had one with pearl essence in it, and there's some other stuff they added in for the YouTube paint. But as I said before, these are old products. They've been out for a while. There's nothing new about it. So on YouTube, looking up screen paints, I found a few of them that actually show you how to make the product, and it's the same thing. So as I showed you in the video that Crow 1176, the video he deleted off his channel, showing him mixing 2 tablespoons of black paint into white paint to make his product. It's the same scenario here. So I'll show you. So this fella right here, he's been on it for 2 years. He's going to show you how to make a basic screen paint, which is exactly made the same way that Crow 11 makes his. Except for in this one, he added silver. Usually that's what they do. They add a little silver with it. So any basic screen paint, gray, is made the exact same way. They're just combined a little different. So this fella, you can go, I'm gonna put a link at the bottom. He's showing you how to make the paint. This is 2 years ago, mind you. Just as I said, this mixture is nothing new. It's an old mixture. So it reacts the same way. They have to use it in dim environments. It doesn't pull contrast, and it does have difficulty pulling color. But like I said, at that particular time, you didn't have a lot of dark screens out there, and gray screen was the wow screen. All right, so I'll show you right here. I'm gonna mute him. I think I have to mute him right here. So in the bottom, when you look at the bottom of his link, he gives the recipe on how he made his screen. So at the bottom, you'll see it right there. People have been making this for years, man. Bare silver screen, which is gray. And to tell you the truth, at the end of the day, there is no silver in silver screen. There's none. It's a gray paint. That's all it is. It's called silver screen, but there's no silver in it at all. And none at all. It's gray, not silver. But people get it and they think, oh, it's silver. And there's no silver. It's gray. And then he adds in pewter, which is actually a form of silver, which they add into it, and they add black. That's all it is. That's what I told you. That's all it is. When we made Digital One Crystal Screen Paint way back 8 years ago, it was made with bare 1050, because the bare 1050 base was thick. It was easy to coat. It's a one-coat application. It was all-in-one primer. That's the most important thing. Then you have to add black into it, because black is the toner. And then you have to add something to make it pop a little bit. And the thing about it is, when people drop that silver in it, they really think that silver is going to come through. It doesn't. It's diluted automatically from the door, because the formula, or let's say the paint from the 1050 in the black pretty much washes that out. You won't ever see that at all, period. But it gives it the illusion that you're getting a little pop out of it. That's all. And everybody adds just like that. He's going to do the same thing in this demonstration. So the same demonstration we showed you where Crow was making the product, he put in 2 tablespoons of black paint into white paint. He did his, this one did his a little differently. He did his with a little silver in his. So I'm gonna go over here and show you how he's gonna mix his up. And it's gonna look the exact same way. Now I guarantee if I make this ingredients he has here for free, if I go and make this ingredients, I guarantee you it matches Crow's product easily. There were no tests behind this stuff. There was no tests at all. There's no people putting high performance sample sheets again and taking this stuff out. This stuff wouldn't have survived, would have never made it. You can't take this outside. It cannot pick up a contrast image. But like I said, at that particular time, it was good, nice to have. It's a great screen. The colors pop better. That's why people like it, because you got a little bit of contrast. You got a little better color than a white screen. And if you didn't have the money for a gray wolf, then, you didn't have $3,000 laying around, then, or some of the other more expensive screens, then, you just had to deal with the white wall. That was it. So those were your choices. So I'm coming back a little bit more on here. So right here, if you notice, when he's showing the contrast demonstration, he's in a completely dark environment. I told you, you have to be in a dark environment. It doesn't pick up in a well-lit environment. Not once can he turn these lights on because that screen will completely wash out. So anytime he shows you a contrast level, it has to be done with the lights out. Just like as I was explaining to you that when you're watching his demonstrations and he was doing those, trying to give it the illusion that there was light in the environment when there wasn't, and the environment was very, very dark because those screens can't see contrast. Go back a little more here. I want to go back to where he does the mix. He mixes it up right now. So right here at the beginning, before we get to commercial, he'll make the product right in front of you. And there's dozens of them like this all over YouTube. There's dozens of them like this because, like I said, that's what everybody was doing at that time. Everybody was trying. Nobody wanted to deal with Goose Screen. And the only time you dealt with Goose Screen was the top seller when it came to projection. But Goose Screen was so freaking expensive, and on top of that, you had to go through so much in order to apply the screen. It was a lot of work, a lot of applications. It was not an easy screen to apply. I've done one before. In the middle of the screen, I just couldn't do it. I was done. There's too many applications. And if you ever, when I get a chance at the bottom, I will post an instructional video on how to paint a goose screen. See if you can sit through that without falling asleep. There we go, 1 gallon of silver screen paint. And there's no silver in Bear's silver screen. There's none. It's called silver screen. There's no silver in it. Because you look at it, it's gray. You'll read out the next one. That's any form of silver. Any form of silver will cause that reaction. Black matte paint. This is from 2 years ago. You don't gotta shake it up like that. That's not necessary. It's always shake the way because this story is all fun. But like I said, I'm not gonna clown on the guy's video. He's making a product, like I said, at that particular time. This is when these products were the hype. That's definitely the silver. Silver was the first thing he dropped in because you don't need that much for silver. Now, when we made digital and crystal screen paint, we made ours with not Bear Silver Screen, with Bear 1050 because it had a better coat. That was the base, had a better coat for applying for applications. It wouldn't streak. There was no priming. That was the main thing. And then we would add in black paint, and then we would add in Martha Stewart Metallica paints, and then we would add in gold glitter. See, you put the black in right there. Got it dripping from the side. Just wipe it off. Just in the lid and wipe it off. Be done with it. Well, you put it there, you're going to walk in it. I've done that before. You put a can down in the drip and you forget it's there and you walk right through it. Yeah, you better just wiping it off. But, you know, I want to mess with that beautiful, nice rug. All right, there's the Bear silver screen. Now, people get this thinking that there's silver in it. And I said before, there's no silver. That's just the name of it. You need to shake that up because chances are when you went to the store and they made it, they had to shake it up. See how it's white? It's like a very light gray. Almost near white, but it's light gray. Now, this is the reason why when we develop our technology has weird colors attached to it. They don't look like any other products because we want them different from anybody else. And on top of that, if you put other surfaces against them, they don't match. Just like the black screens. If you take, our black screen is a different shade of black. It's black, it's a different shade of black. And if you put another screen against it, the white levels don't come up that high on the screens. It only comes up high on our white levels. See, look at the color of it. There you go. See, same thing. Now, if you make a gray screen paint, which we've done many times, you're going to have to show a difference between your gray screen paint versus another gray screen. And it's going to be a huge difference. Now, one of the things we showed off when we did the ultralight and we did the 3.0, we were able to show contrast demonstrations off that in a fully lit environment, which you don't see with other gray screens. So we had to do something completely different other gray screens can't do. But to take a gray screen and to stick it in a dark environment, pretty much everybody does that. That's nothing new. You're shaking it up. So you see how he made it. Very easy to make. That's basically what it is. And then, like I said, basically from Crow's demonstration, except he didn't even add half the stuff this guy added in. I don't know why he put down Metallica paint, because there was no Metallica that went into it. It was just 2 tablespoons of black paint into white paint. And it's going to look the same way. Now, like I said, when they want to show anything involving contrast levels, that room's going to go dark. It's not going to be well lit. And he knows that. The guy knows that already. He's not saying that it has that ability, but he already knows that from the door. So he's not saying something that the product can't do. So let me see if I get to the point and start painting this on. There you go. So he's going to prime the surface first. I can put a primer on the surface first. A little farther in. So look at the demonstration. Like I said, lights are out. They're showing off contrast levels. Did that remind you of somebody? There you go. Now I can do the same thing with my mix downstairs. It does the exact same thing. Same thing. If I take out all the lights, I can pick up a contrast level. Somewhere, you're not really seeing black, you're seeing shades of gray. That's what you're seeing. Only screens that can pick up a 100% black level is a black screen. Now the YouTube paint was popular for a while. Right around the time where I got into developing screen paint, I was going to do the YouTube paint for myself. I was never thinking about getting into this line of business. I basically sold my TVs for a projector, and one of my friend's house, he had a Xbox 360 running through playing Gears of War on 120 inch, and I'm home on 240 side by side, playing through my graphic card on my PC, and I'm thinking I got the bomb. I go over there and see that giant screen, and I'm freaking amazed. That's how I got hooked into it. So I sold my TVs, went out and got one, and hit the white wall with it, and it was horrible. And he said, "Oh, the paint has to be gray. That's how you pick up better contrast." You understand, Crow, what I'm saying? You pick up gray to get better contrast. So what do you think black screens do? So that's why I said you don't understand the history of you make a product that you don't understand the history of at all, period. You don't understand it. So the reason why everybody was trying to get off these white screens, nobody wanted to be hitting a white wall. They were doing the gray screens because the gray screens produce at that particular time better contrast and better color than a white wall. Or if you didn't have the money, you had to go with Goo Screen. Goo Screen was $600 a quart. So, a lot of people didn't want to go down that route. And then you had the other projection screens that were gray screens that were just like this, very expensive. So people were like, there's got to be an easier way. And then people started figuring out different kinds of mixtures to make their own form of gray screens. That's the history behind the gray screen products, which Crow didn't explain to you because it left a lot of questions. So the reason why a lot of people had white screens at that particular time, and they were just trying to get a nice gray tone in order to pick up better contrast and better color. Now, this is what I was explaining to Crow again, better contrast and better color. Because at that particular time, most people who had these projectors had white screens. So in order for them to get their contrast levels to pop better and to get better color, they had to have a gray screen. Such like so that now the screens are darker because now you have dark gunmetal, you have black screens. These screens produce better contrast than the light gray screens. It's the upgrade in technology. Your technology is old. That's what he's not understanding. So he's trying to sell you something that is past due. It's old. People don't make these anymore. I mean, they do have great screens, but this is like the bottom dollar screen. Like if you look at Elite's selection of screens we have here, they have the Cinema Gray. Cinema Gray is exactly the same color as that. It costs $800 for Cinema Gray. It's above the white screen. Now you go with the Cinema Gray 5D, which is a more darker screen. It produces much better color, a little bit more darker, better whites. Whites always drop a little bit, but you sacrifice that for the contrast and color, which people want more of. And then, if you want something better than that, then you go with the Dark Star 9, which is a gunmetal screen, which now will cost you $3,000. So here's his ingredients right here. I'm going to put this link at the bottom so you can go check it out. There's dozens of these videos out here that make these products. Here's his link at the bottom. Cool dude right here. That's the paint he was making. He showed you how to make 1 gallon of bare silver screen. Keep in mind there's no silver in silver screen at all. It's just basically a light gray paint. You have you can get something called like silver platinum, and it'll be regular basic paint. It's just the name of it because it's like a light gray. That's all. He's showing you black paint, which I told you they have to add in black paint because black paint is the toner. It gives it the ability to be able to adjust your contrast levels. And then they add a little silver in there, and it can be any kind of silver. It doesn't have to be that silver. It can be any kind of silver just to give it a little bit of pop, to get it to pop a little bit. That's it. Some people put a little gold glitter into it. Some people put silver glitter into it just to get it to pop. And this is why you have to do all these tests. This is why when I was on the digital crystal screen paint, we had all these crazy tests. That's where the test started from. Because, you know, I got into a situation where I was with a guy named Mississippi Man. Mississippi Man from ABS Forums. Yes, I remember him. He's one of the first bandits on the channel. Mississippi Man had an ingredients that was freaking a mile long, and most of the stuff he had on there was freaking outrageous. One of them involved in a hazmatic suit, not a hazmatic suit, but a respiratory suit to cover your mouth, like a really good one, because some of the chemicals he was dropping there involving silver were really highly toxic. And the reason why he gave it out for free is because he couldn't acquire a patent for it, because if you have an item that is too dangerous and you have your ingredients, when you design your patent, the first thing they're going to ask you to do is write down everything that's in the ingredients. Everything has to be in there. The government's going to look over that, and they're going to see exactly how many of these items you have in here may be a harm to citizens. So they can decide whether or not, like, hey, you got some stuff in here that really, you know, you can't get clearance for, or we can't give you this. So he was giving it away for free on his site. So we read through it. It's a long list of all these stuff, and you got to go through the process of, oh, you haven't gone through the standing wall era, have you? You ever heard of the standing wall era? Ooh, man. All right, so the standing wall era. Back when you wanted to have a projection screen, you had to sand your walls down perfectly flat. People would spend days and weeks sanding their walls, sanding their walls, sanding their wall. You get that wall perfectly flat. You know who started that nonsense? Goose Screen started that nonsense. Because Goose Screen's product was very, very thin. And if you had any imperfections on your wall, it would come up through your screen. I'll put the link at the bottom on how to paint a goose screen. Hopefully you can get through the whole video without passing out, because it's a very, very tedious video and it has to be done a certain way. If you mess that screen up, you have to start the process all over again. There's no painting over it and you're done, none of that. No, at all, period. But anyway, you had to do a lot of sanding. And then when I was in the forum site in ABS Forum, there's a lot of people in there that were actually posting, I'm sanding the wall this way, and I'm flattening the wall. They had all these videos on basically on a perfect way on how to sand a wall down. So, you had to sand the wall down, and you had to prime it, and there's all this stuff. You had to go through these procedures, and you had to apply the paint a certain way, and it had to be the up and down robot formation. Well, when we came onto the channel, I put a timer right there. I painted the screen less than 30 minutes, dried it, even smeared my fingers to it. That same crazy stuff I like to do in demonstrations. Screen dried, popped up, was able to watch it in a fully lit environment. We got banned. That's how we received the ban. Mississippi Man has a bit of a high complex disorder, and he felt that he was belittled, and he felt that we were basically advertising what we weren't. There was no place where you can buy it or nothing. This at the bottom showing where you can purchase a product. We just did a demonstration, that's all. So long story short, at that time I was getting banned from a few sites here and there for basically showing my products, because that's how I was getting known. I was taking my products and showing my videos in these channels where everybody was following this same protocol of sanding your wall down perfectly flat and applying the surface and the whole rolling the screen up and down in the robot formation and adding a perfect application to the roller. Figure that one out. I rolled a lot of screens. I've never heard of applying a perfect application to the roller. Now, when you did a goose screen, you applied a perfect application to a roller. You went from the top of the screen, you went up and down, and up and down. But each time you put the roller, you had to rest it, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now imagine doing that for 4 applications. There's not one application. There's several little containers that come with it. You have your first, your second and third. I think it's your finisher base, all that stuff like that has to be done. And even after your screen is dry, well, it's not dry yet. It's curing, which means there's still liquids in it curing from the screen. It takes up to 24 hours to get the screen to somewhat dry, and up to 6 months to fully dry. 6 months, which means if Bobby Joe or one of your kids come in and press against that screen and they leave a print in that bad boy, guess what? You're going to have to do that process all over again. Yeah. So in order to see what it was like to do a good screen, I painted one. I got halfway through it. I was like, I'm done. I can't do this nonsense. It's too much. Now they got a spray-on version, which is a lot faster now, but before it was all roll-on. So if we put in how to paint a goose screen, you'll see what I'm talking about, how crazy it is. You have to paint these screens in. How to paint a goose screen. All right, they got one demonstration here. I think they fell on. No, that's not it. So it has it. I'm painting a glue screen. He might be still there, I'm not sure. Let's go to the top of this one. Comparisons. This is Carl, but let me see if we can find out how to paint a glue screen. Yeah, I gotta find that video because that video is freaking. I watched that whole thing. I was like, there is no way in the world I'm painting this thing, and yeah, it was literally just like that. It was a freaking headache. Made any mistakes? That was you. You would have to do the whole thing over again. And I'm talking about, when I mean the whole thing over again, you're doing a sanding process. You're going to sand that wall all down again, all over again, and repeat it again. And keep in mind, while you're sanding a wall, you do know there's particles of dust flying around all over the room, which means you're going to have to basically clean all the dust particles out of that room before you can apply the screen, because if anything lands on that screen, because it was very thin, it would show up on your screen. You couldn't mask or you couldn't camouflage it. I wonder if the video is still there. It's an old video, it's like from 7 years ago, 7, 8 years ago. Let's put glue screens, how to paint glue screens. That brings it up right there. All right, let's put up glue screens. Let's see if we can get another way of doing it. Glue screen, oops, come on, man, give me my freaking cursor in there so I can push this through, please. Thank you. Let me see, glue screen, see if they have the tutorial video up here. And this is glue screens right here. How to roll on a glue screen. This might be it right here. 13 years ago, that would be about right. Yep, this is it. This would be about right.
So what we do at first is we take our base coat and we pour approximately 200 milliliters into the
Listen to the instructions carefully. It's crazy.
You have a little bit on one side of the roller, a little bit again. Just very lightly cover the surface of the roller. Paint, not too much. Overroll it, soak it, just on the surface.
Don't overroll it, don't soak it, just on the surface. You have to estimate. Start from the top, bring it down. So if you're not an experienced painter, how would you know if you didn't saturate your roller? How would you know that?
Empty the roller in the adjacent area, clear the excess paint off.
Now mind you, for each application, there's 3 of them in there. For each one, you have to dry the screen for each one. So you have to wait for drying time between each one.
The open end of the roller towards the finished part of the screen.
And glue screen, like I said, another good product, a very good product. I'm not putting them down, very good product. It's just, it was a lot of work to install one in. And this is from 2008.
Never to stop the roller on the surface of the screen when you're doing the finishing strokes. You're merely surfacing the screen.
And that's the first coat right now. That's your base coat.
Start from over the top of the screen, run the stroke through across the bottom, never stopping on the screen itself.
Can you imagine painting 180 inch or 150 inch that way? You know how long that would take to do? Oh my goodness. This is why when you see me do demonstrations of me walking across the screen and doing all this on the screen, yeah. Because if you did that on that screen, it's going to show up on your screen. You would see those imprints show through. Now this particular time, at that particular time in 2008, this video was very important because there was not a lot of tutorial videos on the glue screen, which this one came in quite handy if you did one. Now every time he drops that roller in there, he's not saturating the roller. He's applying a perfect application to the roller. If you don't know what that is, you'll mess your screen up. See how he rolls it down? There's no zigzag and none of that. So when we came on the scene, we did things differently. We just done. That's it.
After rolling your first layer of base coat, what you should be doing is placing your roller in a plastic bag or some other covering of some sort to keep it from drying out. wants to dry your first layer of base coat.
Now the sad thing about this was that anybody who developed the screen paint was following under Goose Screen, under this particular protocol. They were all following the same thing. We're the only ones that came and did it differently.
Close-up shot here to give you an idea of this.
But you didn't have to paint a screen that way.
Characteristic you're looking for when you're rolling a screen. You need a roller that would give you a similar texture to this. It's a very slight eggshell type of texture. What you can do is you can use a hairdryer.
Got to dry the screen between each coat.
Between layers. You can use the hairdryer for a screen this size to dry the screen in approximately 5 minutes, and then I would suggest waiting 10 or 15 minutes to let it finish healing a bit, and then you can go on to applying the next coat.
10-15 minutes you have to wait between each coat. Now, like I said, at that time, Mississippi Man and everybody else in ABS forums were painting their screens this way, after Goose Screen. When we did it, we just came in with done. Didn't like that.
Its tonality will lighten up considerably, and it will go matte in its reflective characteristics. And you will be able to tell which part is dry and which part is wet.
Because that made a lot of people seem wrong, and they didn't like that. Instead of embracing something new, they basically try to cancel us out. But that didn't work at all, period.
Over there is dry, yes.
Now, for the second coat.
We've got our 2 layers of base coat on our screen surface. We'll need to pour approximately 200 milliliters of gray top coat.
Now, mind you, that's the first coat you saw. You got to put 2 layers of that on there. That's the base coat. This is the other paint that you have to apply now. So everything has to be done very carefully.
And you use the same technique to put paint on the roller as you did.
Perfect application, cannot soak the roller.
You don't over soak the roller, you just use the surface of the roller. And when you're painting the screen, you're never pressing hard enough to push the paint into the center of the roller. This way you get the most use out of your paint without too much of it staying in the roller itself.
Anybody falling asleep yet? And same process again, up and down, robot formation. That's why I call it the robot formation. Whew, man, I got to paint the screen right now in a few minutes, 150 inch. I'm going to blow right through that like it ain't nothing. This, I'm not doing this.
Finishing strokes. Using very little pressure.
Where we at in the video on this? We almost through.
Now we're moving on to the middle of the screen, using the same technique with just enough paint on the roller to do approximately 2 roller widths rows wide on the surface. What you want to do is make sure that you have the open end of the roller towards the finished side of the screen and the closed end of the roller towards the area that you're moving into as you're painting.
Now the sad thing about it is, him painting that screen, that thing's not going to pull up no contrast, no color, and our technology will level it with no problem. All that work, and we can just paint our screen in any kind of way, any direction we want. We don't care. Perfect application. Who cares? Soak the screen out, pour paint all over the screen. Done. Blow that screen can out of the water.
Now we're finishing off our screen. Make sure that when you're going back over a finished area to try and smooth it out, make sure that the paint is no more than 3 to 5 minutes old maximum, more likely 3 minutes, because the water-based acrylic coating that screen glue is dries slightly faster than the latex. Its tack time comes up slightly faster, and you will get more texture than you desire to have on the surface of your screen. What you're seeing right now is the wet top coat, which is
listen to this.
And as we move into the drying top coat, where it has been dried with a hairdryer, you'll notice that it gets whiter and whiter and whiter looking. What's happening is that the ingredients inside the screen glue product are draining of water, and they're getting more and more scattering and more reflective. So they're gathering light from around the room, and they're scattering light into different angles. So you get a very opaque looking but light scattering surface. And what we have here is a still wet digital gray base coat and digital gray light top coat screen. We have one dry area over here, and the rest of the screen is still wet. When the screen dries, the texture that you see when it's wet will shrink by a factor of 4 to 1. less texture. What will happen is the surface will seal over, and then the acrylic will begin to seal and dry, and the water will still be in there. We'll have to leach out through micropores in the surface of the acrylic. The acrylic will remain slightly milky because of the water, and it will be as milky as
You hearing all this?
on the second day, and then it will slowly clarify. Because it is a slow-setting acrylic resin, that is one of the basic ingredients.
Now, what he's speaking is actually true. It does do this.
But will reach most of its peak performance.
They can back it up because they have tests.
Okay, notice
like every
how
other
the
company.
tonality of this area here is much lighter, and I'm touching the surface. We used a hairdryer to accelerate the drying in this area to illustrate the difference in tonality and light scattering. So the dry area scatters light, and the wet area is translucent and darker. So this will give you an idea of what you're looking for in a screen as it is drying. Your screen is ready to view and use as a video screen once the surface has dried and lightened up and the light begins to scatter properly like this. But what you'll find at that point, as I said, is it will take up to 6 months to dry.
Did you hear what he said?
And enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Did you hear what he just said? 6 months to dry.
Up to 6 months to dry. And
6 months. It's going to take 6 months for that screen to cure because it's liquid coming out of it constantly. 6 months. That was a goose screen. And that was done in, let me see, we got our date here. I'm going to down front. Yeah, February 8th. Yeah, about 13 years ago. Yep. So if you had the money for a goose screen, you could get that. You know what I mean? If you could put the time in, it was tedious, it was a lot of work. If you made any mistakes on the roller, if you put too much paint on the roller, you could wreck the screen. There's a whole lot of things could go wrong. So that's why we started making a screen paint, digital crystal screen paint. We made it where it was actually, our advertisement was completely foolproof. Anyone can paint the screen, even a child. But when you want the ABS forms and stuff like that, they're all falling behind goose screen. Everybody had these protocols like, yeah, you have to sand the walls. Everybody's trying to outdo everybody. You got to sand the wall a certain way. You got to do it this way. You got to apply the paint this way. You got to do it that way. That's craziness. Craziness. And the big head honcho of the whole entire group was Mississippi Man, because he had the ultimate paint that everybody came to for advice and information. Yeah, we blew that out of the water too. He didn't like that one either, but that's how we got our band, which I don't care. Let me see, Jim Crystal. I think this is my old company. We're digging up right now. Let me see. Gonna go farther back than that. We had to go back to that rented little room where I first started from. This is not my rented little room. There we go. There's my rented little room. That's where I first started from.
Hello, my name is Kenneth, and I'm the designer of Digital and Crystal Screen Paint. Now,
this is another company. Yeah, there is.
Someone's telling me, like, what if my kids come in and destroy my screen? Now, those of you who spend $300 to $400 for the expensive brand,
this is where I started from. In this little tiny rented room, developing screen paint.
Screens, or if your kid comes along and smears food all over your screen or writes on your screen,
we made a washable screen.
The same applications all over again. This is the plus side of using Digital and Crystal Screen Paint. All
right. I remember that too. I caught ammonia that year. I was jacked up, and I was still working and caught ammonia. I was just coming out of it. My voice is messed up. All right. So this right here is a paint that we made that, how easy it is to basically paint over your screen. Now, usually, if somebody came in and your kids were eating at a barbecue and just say they got near your screen and they smeared paint or food over your screen, if you had a goose screen, you see the process it went to paint that screen I just showed you, you'd have to do that process again, which means you'd have to sand down the entire wall. Take out, you can't go back over and paint over it. That's not going to work. There's too many applications to do that particular product. You would have to basically sand down the entire wall and repeat the same process all over again. So that's what everybody was following that. We came in and did one of these and basically showing that all you had to do is once somebody had smeared food, let me see right here if we got it. Let me go back. Yeah, smeared food on the screen already. That's mustard. These are demonstrations we're doing, showing people that you don't have, with the product we design, you don't have to sand the entire screen down. You just wipe the wall down and repaint, you're done. But they weren't doing demonstrations like this. So that's why I told you, everything we did was out of the box. You thought the stuff we do wild now, so we do pretty wild now. Everything we did was out of the box. We didn't do anything like everybody else was doing. Everybody was following a certain protocol. We did things a different way. Writing all over the screen, all that. Yeah, that's just wipe the screen down. And just look at the color of the paint. I didn't start developing dark technology until 2015. That's right, like I told you, it's right around the time where we signed a 10-year contract overseas, and within that 10-year contract, they were trying to take my company from me. So right around that time in 2015, that's when I got introduced to Black Diamond technology and started to rear over to basically developing darker technology. And that also allowed us to get out of the 10-year contract and obsolete the old digital one to make way for the new company under digital 4K Crystal Onyx. And that's right around the time where Screen Innovation had contacted us through an email in 2015 under the email Digital 4K Crystal Onyx, asking us about the technology we displayed on YouTube versus their black flagship, which is the Black Diamond. See, all our stuff comes together. And that's how I got to know the people over at Screen Innovation. See, base coat at the base coat, which I'm talking about goose grain. No base coat. I was talking to ABS Lawrence about that.
Primer, doing base coats at the base coats. I'm done.
See, I'm done. Everybody else was doing base coat at the base coat. We just came up, done. I'm done. There we go. And this is why my product was selling, because we were doing the opposite of everybody else. See, the contrast level isn't that good. It's a great screen paint product, that's why. But it still could bring up a very good contrast level. Contrast wasn't good. I didn't see, at that particular time when I was developing this stuff, to me, the contrast looked amazing until I saw the Black Diamond sample sheet. And that changed everything for me. Because I saw something in their product that I had to have. And darker technology is where it was at. Hey, ho. And now we have this technology that can produce an image outside.
The Nordic Track Freestride Trainer is an...
So we went from a little room to developing these gray screen paints to developing darker technology that can do that. Because there's no way in the world a gray screen can do that. Can't pull the image.
Around 7 o'clock.
Yeah, so that's where the technology lies at. I just saw Optima has a screen out that they developed, and that screen is dark. That's a very dark gunmetal screen. I would love to get a sample of that over here, to tell you the truth. Chances are, and I bet you $100, it has that reflective surface to it, because usually most of them do have that reflective surface, which is kind of bad, because when you have that reflective surface, they have it because they want the screen to appear brighter because it's a darker surface, so that's their solution to making the screen appear brighter. But the only problem is it just basically pushes out too much white light, and then you fall into the category of your screen not picking up correctly. But, you know, like I said, I guarantee that's what they're using, because DELET did this exact same thing. You want to see it right here? Sky blue. This is sky blue. I told you we made sky blue. This was a long time ago. It was a It was a where's it at? It was a white, almost near white screen paint, but it had a little trace of blue in it. It was called Sky Blue 7 years ago. Interesting thing about this video, Crow tried to make his own sky blue and try to claim it was his. I said, nope, buddy, look at the timestamp dates. We had it way before you, so you copied us. But that's it right there, that's sky blue. Now that looks nothing like the product that we have downstairs. That screen could not, this could not pull a contrast level to save the soul. You want to check out the video? No, check out the video. On sky blue. It was near white.
What's going on to all you guys up there on YouTube and Facebook? Well, I'm trying something a little different today. A friend of mine was saying, hey, have you ever tried making a sky blue form of HD screen paint? And I thought maybe this would be something interesting. Maybe it's just something I should try to pursue. So these are the first stages of the HD screen paint that I'm designing. It's an actual light blue. Let me show you inside the mixing pot here so you guys can see that it's blue. See? Paint is actually blue. And surprisingly,
there's the blue painted
Sorry
on.
about the bars across the screen. The paint gives off a lot of gain. I had to back up here a bit. Sorry about like my junky room, but usually when I'm painting, my room's always a mess. And the blue works. It works magnificent. I mean,
See right there? I can see my own screen. I can go back and look at my own stuff. This is all, no contrast, came up.
Extremely vivid and really sharp, very bright.
That's supposed to be dark, no contrast, came up there.
It's actually light blue.
I can see that my own technology, but mind you, at that particular time, contrast wasn't a big thing. It was all about beautiful, bright colors. That's what it was in that era. Now today, everything is contrast. Projectors got 20,001, 50,001 contrast. Everything's black, OLED black screens, black monitors. Everything's all black contrast. That's where it's at. Now this is where the future's at. But he's still dealing with gray screen paints. Something we were doing way back in 2014. You don't see any. If you look at the era in technology when it comes to TVs, look at the TVs when they first came out. They were light gray, round, thick tube, light gray screens. And then eventually they started to get a little bit more edge to them, like the Sony Vegas that were really sharp. You ever lived with Sony Vega? I used to work at Tweeters back in the day, boy, because I used to hate it when somebody orders a Sony Vega. Like literally, you had to go green to pick one of those bad boys. That was a heavy freaking TV. But anyway, yeah. Then you had the Super 2 by Tubishi. Everybody wanted that. That was a 40-inch. That had that massive giant back on it, about the size of a Honda back. That thing was huge. Like the back of a Super Tube was huge. You had the speakers that connect on the side. That was a Super Tube. I still had the rounded corners, but then when the Sony Vegas came out, they're the ones that came out with that dark gray screen, and it had the sharp corners to it. And everybody felt like it was having that flat screen experience. And I remember the first time I saw a flat screen TV, it was Magnavox. It was a commercial where it showed this family that lived in this really thin house, about that thin, and they were trying to figure out how to put a TV in there. At the time, people weren't hanging TVs on walls. You know, TVs were sitting in the corner, and you just see them come back with this flat TV and hang it right on the wall. I was like, oh. Are you freaking kidding me? You can hang a TV on a wall? Yeah. So, you know, that's what started the era of these flat TVs. And they got thinner and thinner and thinner and yeah, so forth. Yeah. You know, then you had the problem with the plasma TVs because they didn't have the pixel shifting, like not the pixels, but the pixels wouldn't move and you would get dead spots and things would burn into the screen and then all that stuff. Yeah, all the different stuff that came up. I remember when I was a kid having the old-fashioned wooden TV on the floor, and you had the UHF on the back. You would hook your Atari to the back of it, and you would game that way. That's what I remember from my different era. I remember reel-to-reel. Like, so I don't know if some of you remember in school when the AV kids came in, we had reel-to-reel, 35 millimeter reel-to-reel. Yep. So I've been blessed to be able to be always around technology all the time. My brothers are all technology geeks. My sisters were technology geeks. So my mom was a technology geek. You know, that's how I got into video games. My mother was the one that got me into video games. She brought in the first game, Pong, from Radio Shack. No, it was called Tandy Corporations. Radio Shack was called Tandy Corporations before it was called Radio Shack. And I'll never forget, she brought home this little gray box that had the UHF in the back of it, and we would hook it up, and we had Pong. I thought that night that was the best video game ever made in history. Little did I know, I got a chance to experience all the technology in games. I get a little tear about that. That was a big moment for me when I was a kid. Pong, then I had the Odyssey, and I had a ColecoVision, and I had the Genesis, and then we had the Sega System Master, and then my mom just constantly kept us with games all the time. Constant. But we had to get outside, just keep in mind. She's one of those people like get out in the dark and get lost. Be back in front of that when the street lights come on. You better be in front of the house or you gonna get it. Yeah, but man, so many games played, man. So much. Got a chance to enjoy all different kinds of games and stuff. But anyway, let's get back to this right here. So as you can see under digital crystal screen paint, yeah, we developed a lot of gray screen paints and stuff like that. That's what we did back then, back then. So that's how I know about his product, because we made it like over and over and over and over again. Whew, so many combinations to make this stuff. Let me see. No, I'm not gonna be able to dig anything up from there. This was, I'm trying to find the old demonstrations from way back in the room. But everything now is shrouded with the technology we make now. But yeah, when it comes to like regular basic screen paint, it's all the same thing. Now I'll put the guy's video below so you can check it out for yourself. You can make it and compare it to Crow's, you know, if you want to do it that way. But like I said, it's all going to do the exact same thing. All going to react the exact same way. And that's why you have to do something different. Like I said, if he claimed that his product had the ability to pull a contrast level equal to a black screen, do you have any idea how much his product would be worth? A ton of money. And if you can come out there and show a screen that gray that can produce a black level equal to a black screen, yeah, that's some serious money there. That's serious bragging rights right there. That's beyond serious bragging rights right there. He pulled that off. I had to give it up. I give it up. I gotta give him. I might not like the guy. I might not like him, but I gotta give him credit if he pulled that one off. I mean, we're close to doing it because right now we're working on that light blue technology that can convert black levels. So right now we're working on a silver version of that. So we're kind of close to it. But if he had his product to do that, do you know how many people would be on his doorstep in order to obtain that technology? But you're not. The problem is that we know he doesn't have it because of the videos he's doing. And in the videos he's doing, he's basically constantly hiding his screen and darkness. I don't even know why you would even post that, because I guess he thought no one would figure it out. I don't know. Personally, I don't know why you would do that, because maybe you thought nobody would figure it out. But you know, it's as clear as night and day that you can actually see it, that you have a board there blocking light to keep it from hitting the screen. And that means you have altered and changed your environment to accommodate the screen, much like the big companies do. Let's check out, I'm gonna check out this real quick. Let's check out the ceiling and light technology by Elite Screens. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna check out something real quick. Elite Screens, let's check this out real quick. Now they did, most of the videos I see with Elite Screens are done like this. See how they're in the dark? They're always in the dark, constantly in the dark. See, right here, constantly in the dark. All ambient light controlled environment, because that's the protocol of their technology. Ooh, yeah, when I put the 150-inch screen, that was a good screen. There is my, wait, in this video,
automatically on pizza delivery. It's okay.
This is my 4K screen paint. Now, mind you, this is a dedicated screen that, oh, I love the screen so much. This is one of the best projection screens I have ever built. I love the screen so much. Man, it killed me when I had to leave. And basically, I destroyed it. It was a levitating screen. That screen was levitated. That means that thing was hanging from the ceiling. Oh, that thing was amazing. Oh, yeah, we just got finished designing the covers for Blue. Just today, we just got finished working on them. But look at this. That's my screen. See all that light coming in that screen? That's how your demonstrations are supposed to show. See the condensed lighting hitting the screen right here and here? See right here? See, when I watch demonstrations, when people are doing condensed lighting, they will have the lighting pushed away from the screen. So when the lighting comes down, it gives the illusion that there's light making contact with the screen. You have to look at the floor. So on the floor, you will see where the lights hit. If you see the lights hit here, here, and here, that means that light's not even touching the screen. It's giving the illusion that it's touching the screen. How you would know is that the light, when it hits the screen, is going to expand here and here, the same way you're seeing on the brick fireplace. I love that screen. That's my 4K projector right there, 14 feet from the screen. It had the wall was bone white, the border was thick, and the screen was levitated. It would float, so it was floating off the wall. Man, I miss that screen. I might design me another one of those. That was a good screen, man. I love my acoustic screen, but that would make me change for a white screen like that for that acoustic screen. That was a nice screen too. I missed that screen. That's one. I have some screens that I actually regret getting rid of, which I should have kept that screen. I really should have. Man, either way, I couldn't fit it through the front door anyway. If I even got it back home, I couldn't fit it through the front door. Like I said, I'm not the only one who feels about this particular individual. This is the fellow I posted right here. A few people are ticked off by him because he's not honest in his demonstrations. If you're going to review someone's product, you do it right. You don't basically try to slander their product. I'm going to show you, if I'm going to show you that his product is made with a black and white paint, we have to be able to back that up. I can't come in there and say, hey, it's made with a black and white paint. I have to back it up. That's why we have the video, because the video backs up the theory that his product is made with a black and white paint. We have to be able to back it up. Either they, like I said, it's just basically hearsay. This is the video that ticked me off, man. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Daylight screen, Elite. Now we had this here. I actually had the sample sheet here. We had this here. We tested on this. This is the part that got me right here. When he says that my blinds are open, your blinds are not open, my man. Let me see for a minute.
Screen together. Comes fully this.
Now I do like Elite screens because they're lightweight. Some of the generic screens are freaking heavy as a car door, and the Elite screens are very lightweight, very easy to put together. They're very easy to put together. I do like the screens on that part. I do like their motorized projection screens too. Are pretty sick.
Don't have a room that's dark enough, like over here. Then you're gonna want to watch this video. Because today in this review, we're going to take a look at Elite screens and CLR2.
I have that here.
This is a light rejection screen that's going to allow you to watch movies, theater-like, even in lit rooms. Let's get right to it.
We're able to watch that screen out. Now we got demonstrations of us watching that screen out. And Elite screens, if you're hearing me on this, and if you ever want to do a side-by-side demonstration, just email me.
And CLR2
I'll do a demonstration by you.
CLR stands for ceiling light rejection. The cool thing about this screen is that it really solves, at a very affordable price, the biggest challenge that anyone who wants to set up either a home theater, or let's say you'd like to have a home theater-like experience in your living room, has, and that is dealing with light. So the CLR basically stands for ceiling light rejecting. And what it does is it rejects light from all areas except the area that you're projecting, where the source is coming from.
Now that's actually true. It does project light. It did, because it doesn't come up dark. When we put it against our screens and stuff, it doesn't come up dark. You can see the screen crystal clear. The only problem is that the screen produces too much of a white light. It's just not kind of reflect the surface. And that's why when we change the screens over to different colors, that screen remains washed out because it can't pick up color and therefore can't pick up contrast either. But other than that, it does exactly what he's talking about. Because we have it here, we tested it.
Projector. So this, as you can see here, this is my living room with the blinds open.
Now, mind you, what he just said, with the blinds open. Those blinds are not open. And blinds are not even open. Let me know when you open up your blinds and they're shut and you can't see objects on the side. That's not an open blind. Those blinds are closed. Yeah, that's a good one. Your blinds are open. But eventually, they go to the dark. So when it comes to contrast levels, because I know the screen can't pull contrast because we have it here, we tested it, it doesn't pull a proper contrast level, eventually they'll go to the dark. They won't do the entire video with the lights on. Elite had an interesting demonstration here. It's not only them, they all do the same thing. It's the same protocol. Valve projector, so I hate that projector so much. That projector, it's another projector that lies about its specifications.
Pennsylvania homeowners, if you have a power meter like this on the side of your house, you can qualify to erase your energy bill at...
Everybody has that power meter on the side of their house, literally. I guess you would qualify because everybody has that on the side of their house. I love how those commercials come on to make it sound like it's so cheap. Them things are so freaking expensive. I looked up the Tesla Powerwall because basically that's what I want to get installed in the other house. Good gracious. Are you freaking kidding me? Eventually I'm going to get one put in, but good gracious, really? Yeah. I mean, my goodness. The only benefits I see of actually getting that put in is the fact that say you got a car that runs off of electricity, because how they have it designed where the house is going to charge up, it's going to put it to an external bank, and external bank is going to take whatever's left over and push that into your car. So your car is always going to be charged. That's fantastic. But if your car runs off gas, that's pointless right there. And you will get a little money back for it, but still, yeah, the things are crazy expensive. Now see how light gray this screen is? There's no way in the world this is going to pick up a contrast level. No way. And we have this here. Gray Cinema 3D. Yep, we got their sample sheet right here. We have this screen too. And it won't pull up either. See, this screens are very easy to put together. Very easy to put together. But let me see another one. Oh, okay. Other than screen paints, there's a company called Knox. I think it's called Knox, if I get this right. N-O-X. They develop they cheat in their demonstrations too on their screen paints. N-O-X. Knox. What is that? Oops. I'm wondering, where's my plexiglass at? I want my plexiglass. I want to be able to hook up my monitor, man, so I can do my demonstrations, because I want to get that out there. All right. Now, also too, before we launch the blue, we have 3 beta testers that will be showing off the technology before it actually launches. They'll be sharing their videos too, so I can't wait for that too. So we can put those up on the website. All right, this is a company called Knox, and there's 2 other companies. They said one guy said he found another company that makes black screen paint. So I'm gonna have to track them down and see what they got. But check this out. Nice screen size too. I love the freaking giant summer screen. I love that. So if you look at the environment real quick, I'm gonna go back here a minute. All right, check out the environment. If you notice, it's dark here in the corners, right here and here. And then I don't know why they do this all the time, but they'll put condensed lighting in the corner. They'll put condensed lighting with a beautiful picture frame to give it the illusion that the room is taken in light. That's all. But there's no actual light, physical light touching the screen at all. They're probably using, it looks like a short throw projector, depending on how far it's. Yes, a short throw projector. Because if that was a long throw, that'd be way back here. That'd be out of camera. So they got that's probably calibrated at that. But I like how they have this over here. This gives it the illusion that there's light in the environment when there isn't any light in the environment. And that's why I tell people, when you watch a video, make sure you look at the corners and make sure you look at the background of the wall. That's going to tell you whether or not your screen's going to wash out, or you're going to be calibrating that projector, or you're going to have difficulties picking up contrast levels. That's what you look for. Watch the corners. Top of this thing, can you see all that? If you can't see any of that, then there's going to be a problem there. Now, if they're going to show more light in the environment, what they're going to do is they're going to shrink the image. By shrinking the image, that means they can push the pixels tighter together to get a more sharper and more brighter image. I'm pretty sure they did it in this one. So let's see. You see the size of the screen, right? Now let's go over here. If we had this video here, or they did this one completely in the dark. We gotta get the other one. This video is completely done in the dark, somewhat in the dark. Let's see if we can find another one they did. Here it is, right here. All right, remember I showed you about the artwork on the side of the wall, the abstract art, give it the illusion that there's light in the environment when it's not touching the screen at all. Now, if you notice, look at the screen size, it's smaller than what it was before. Before it was up to from the ceiling to the floor, right? Now they shrink it because they're going to add more light in the environment. And this is basically going to add less fading to the screen. See them shrinking the screen? Yeah, oldest tricks in the book, man. I know them all. Oldest tricks in the book. So when they do a demonstration in the dark, they'll have the screen expanded. When they put lights on, they're going to shrink the screen, because the more tighter and more compressed the image is, the sharper and brighter it's going to come up. Where's my personal favorite condensed lighting? Here we go. Told you. Boom. And this is all staged. So they put those lights in the corner. They put the artwork on top of it to give it the look that the environment's taken in light. As long as there's some light in the environment, it's considered to be passable. That's how it is for them. It's passable. The rest of the environment can be completely dark. You just have to have a little bit of light in the environment to have a screen considered to be ambient light rejection. I have a few friends over in ABS forums, and we're talking about that. They take ambient light rejection technology, and it's just now got to the point where it's just downright ridiculous. Because now if you can have this whole section here dark, and as long as you have a little bit of light in the corner in that environment, because a theater room is supposed to be super dark, and as long as you just have one piece of light in there piercing through that darkness, it's considered to be an ambient light rejection screen. That is bull crap. I think they need to raise the standards and make it a lot higher than that. It should have your screen should be to produce outside. If you can produce outside, you got the right to claim it ambient light rejection. Other than that, it's not ambient light rejection. And I've talked to people like, no, I got the setting right here. I said, man, I can pick apart your environment so fast it's not even funny. Take that screen and stick it out on the patio and see what happens. Nope, 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 nope. And then it goes right back to the darkness right here. And also to the problem you have with, and this is what Black Diamond pointed out, and they had a good point on that. People have dedicated theater rooms that are made to be really, really dark. You darken your walls and everything. You don't want any light in there at all whatsoever. Your screen is white or gray. If it's white, gray, or silver, one of those, you just basically added more light to your environment. So you have a 3,000 lumen projector that's traveling across your theater room. It's going to hit that screen, and that white is going to boom. It's going to explode. It's going to illuminate off that screen, and it's going to reflect on your walls, your ceilings, your floor, everything. So you just lit that entire area up. It's not supposed to look like that. When that image comes at that projector, that screen is supposed to absorb all that light, and none of that light is supposed to pierce anywhere but stay within the screen. That's how it's supposed to look. But, that's what these screens usually do. And that's why those darker screens, you see very few of those who can afford them in their home theater setup. Because they know that if you use a white screen, that light's going to be dispersing everywhere, where the dark screen is going to diffuse it and just whoosh, like a black hole. It just, you don't have any light piercing all around. That's Knox. I looked at this stuff. This stuff right now is a little crazy expensive. They want like $600 a gallon. I'm not paying $600 for a gallon for a product. I'm going to get here. They're probably going to end up failing. So, I'll wait and see if I can get it on sale, or maybe a Black Friday sale or something. And look at this. Look at Goose Screen. This is Goose Screen's White System 2. That's a white screen paint. Look at the price for that. And you guys complain about my prices. How dare you? That's $622. That's probably a gallon right there. That's a gallon right there. $600. So they did a couple of videos on theirs right there. Let me see. Let's go check out real quick. Let's see. I would do Screen Innovation, but who knows? They might start catcalling like, nah. Don't forget it. Don't forget. Let's do Screen Innovation. Let's do Black Diamond. Let's see if I don't butcher the name on this one. Black Diamond projection screens. I want to look at that $50,000 coffee table that they had in that demonstration. Oh, I cannot wait to bump. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, I got something for them. I'm customizing something special for Screen Innovation. Yeah, that 2015 nonsense you put me through. I got something for y'all. I can't wait. I can already see automatically from the door what I'm going to be dealing with. It's not going to be a problem to take on. Now, see, this is what put him on the map. This is what he saw when he bought that sample sheet in there. My screen was gray. And it's what put him on the map. Was he came out there with this screen that was designed to basically draw in all this light. It was dark, and he moved that sample sheet around, and that thing picked up everywhere he put that screen on. That's what put him on the map right there. He was able to do that. That was quite impressive. I hadn't given that. That was a good strategy, a very, very good strategy in business. I mean, like I said, I don't like him, and I don't like him at all, period. But I got to respect the man. I got to respect his skill level and how he does it. I got to respect his dedication and his hard work. I got to respect that. But I might not be a big fan of him, but I got to respect it. But I do plan to crush you, my friend. Soon. Oh, very soon. That's my white whale right there. Not that he's white, the whole theory behind the whole thing of Moby Dick, the white whale. That's mine right there. Now, this is what I liked about this technology. Now, mind you, you develop gray screen paints, right? And you put this against your screen and it does that. Yeah, you start thinking that maybe I'm in the wrong situation. I'm going in the wrong direction. And that's where we started going into darker technology. And that's when we developed the D5K. The D5K went side by side to the Black Diamond. And we did the side by side to the Black Diamond. That's when we got the email telling us that we had our technology had potential because they felt there was a threat in our product. But like I said, things didn't go exactly the way we thought they were going to go because, you know, we just needed an NDA. I'm not taking a formula down to Dallas, Texas that's 25% done without a freaking NDA attached to it. I need some kind of reinsurance that you guys aren't going to try to reverse engineer my stuff. You know, you want me to leave stuff behind? Nah, it's not going to happen. And that's what led to the whole, well, you know, disagreement back and forth. And that's what led to lawyers getting involved to it. That's how I got started. Where's that $50,000 Sony projector? I call it the coffee table projector. You ain't dragging that out of the house, so you better have insurance on it if your house catches fire, because whew, it's a big projector. Sony's, which one? Screen Innovation Black Diamond. I see it. Probably any one of these would probably bring it up. Where's that great big huge projector he had? Oh, that's the mass. That's the thing. Is when I looked, I was like, "Where's the projector at?" And like, oh, my buddy was like, "That's it right there." I was like, "Good gracious, are you kidding me?" Yeah, you're not dragging that out. Oh, and by the way, like I said, gunmetal. Look how dark your screen is. For crows up there talking about how light gray screens are. No, man, I'm telling you, the best screens are gunmetals. They're dark screens. That gray screen paint is old, man, old. Why you put light meter on actually on screen, blah, blah, blah. We did light meters already. Where you been at? This guy just came in and asked me why you won't put a light meter actually on the screen. Because you know why you don't put a light meter on the screen? Because it basically jumps the meter. That's what it does. That's why you don't put it in front of the screen. It's supposed to be away from the screen. If your projector's shooting off an image, you know it's basically going to make contact with that meter. And keep in mind, like I said, first of all, for you to bring up a meter, I do demonstrations outside. So before you talk about the whole meter thing again, explain to me. We gave him 2 challenges: to take his screen outside and to do the demonstration. Did he show for the demonstration? No, he did not. You know why? Because the screen can't pick up. So if my screen picked up a Starfield demonstration and beautiful images outside, why would I need the proof of a meter to begin with when he can't display an image in his apartment without being in the dark? So please, give me a break on that whole meter nonsense. All your demonstrations outside, okay? And like I said, the meter is not supposed to be in front of the projector, never. It's supposed to be in a neutral area. That's why we have it on the ground, so nothing can manipulate the readings. And I'm gonna ask you a question. When he did his demonstration, why did he have 3 lamps in front of that meter, hitting that meter? Those lamps should have never been there to begin with. Answer me that question. As a matter of fact, since you're here, I need to ask you some questions real quick. We're gonna look at this video real quick. Explain to me what's going on in this video. I want you to explain a few things to me in this video. Now, this is my screen right now outside, which I was outside playing around with my big boy Chrissy. That's my technology outside. Isn't that beautiful? That screen is gorgeous. They look just like TVs outside. All right, so that's my baby outside, right? So let me show you real quick. Explain this to me. Just explain it to me. I'm not going to ban you from the channel. I just want you to explain it to me. Okay? While we at it real quick, hold on for a minute. I want to show you something real quick. So there's my meter inside right there. That's what my meter picks up inside the house, in my kitchen. I'm at 1300 inside my kitchen. That's my screen sitting out there in sunlight. So you want to discuss meters, right? That's my technology outside. The projector's on the opposite side at 10 feet away. It's pushing through a kitchen that has 1300 in lux and lighting in that environment, pushing through that screen that's on the outside, and I'm still producing an image on the other side. Just explain it to me. How is that possible? We don't have to have a meter to show that our technology works outside. because basically our technology can produce images from fully lit environments because we do our demonstrations outside. We gave him 2 challenges. Did he ever complete any of those? We gave him a Starfield challenge. Did he complete that one? No. Now I want you to explain this to me right here in this video. All right, just hold on for a minute. I want you to explain this to us and everybody else in this video, why his video is coming off like this. All right, so let's go over here. Let's look at the video he claimed to try to do a contrast demonstration of a fully lit environment. Now, what is this right here? What is that? Why would you have a board across that? What is that for? I'm waiting. Can you please reply back? What is that board? We're all here waiting. What's this? What's the guy fellow's name? Hold on, let me get his name. His name is Ricky. Ricky, explain to me, why does he have a board in his demonstration from, I don't want to hear insults. Just talk politely and you won't get a timeout. I'm going to ask you again, why does he have a board from here to here? What's that board for? Why would you have a board in your demonstration across your screen like that? What's that there for? You don't have to write, don't write a book. Simple, give us an answer. Why is there a board there in this demonstration? He's not replying back. All right, let me show you something real quick, people. So I'm going to play this for a minute. I'm going to show you something here, why the board is there. The board is there, Ricky, because if you look, when I first saw the video, I thought he was doing the demonstration at night. That's what I thought, because it was very dark in the apartment. I didn't really see the light here, and I didn't see it here at first when I was looking at it. So I didn't realize that it was daytime outside. So for a screen paint that's supposed to be talking about how, you got your timeout, buddy. For a screen paint that's supposed to be an ambient light projection screen, it's supposed to be equal to a black screen, which we do demonstrations all the time. Why would you even have a meter to begin with if you had to do tactics like this? Why would you even bring up a meter to begin with? Clearly, it is daytime outside. His apartment is pitch black. It is so pitch black that you can actually see the peephole where the light is pushing through right here. You can see the light that's pushing up around his curtains right here and here. These are his blinds in the background. You know what the board is there for? You see where his curtains drop right about right there? There's going to be a beam of light that's going to push through, and it's going to hit the bottom area of the screen, causing the screen to wash out. That's what the board is there for. There's no reason for him to even have that there to begin with. Ricky, you have failed. You have earned yourself a timeout. Bye-bye. So that's what I'm talking about. Now, they come on here, they want to get mad, they want to get frustrated, they want to add insults in, but no one wants to give a logical answer to why there's a board in the middle of his demonstration. And that board is there clearly because his blinds don't come all the way down. It is daytime outside. This apartment is super dark. And that board is there to keep any light from pushing through and hitting the side of that screen, the bottom of the screen, to wash out those contrast levels. So he gave the illusion that his environment is dark, is lit, but it's not, it's actually dark. I wouldn't have noticed it if I didn't swing the video around and didn't notice right here at the bottom that that is his window sill right there. And that's how much light's coming in right along here. And that's what's hitting this board right here. Look at his peephole. Now watch when he swings it around. Look how dark the environment is. Right around there, from that window, if that board wasn't there, all this would be washed out. So for someone that's going to put up a video, what black paint mixes can't do, quality, that's not quality. Let me ask you a question. You buy brakes for your car, right? Would you buy brakes from your car? They were showing you faulty demonstrations on how they were displaying how their brakes were actually functioning. Would you actually strap those things onto your car? Smoke detectors, anything that basically that would have the ability to be able to expand your life. The faulty defibrillator, maybe? Something like that. You know, would you trust something like that to begin with? So if someone's willing to cut corners on that level, you know what I mean? What else is next they're going to cut corners on? You know what I mean? You're going to make sure if you're going to get brakes for your vehicle, you're going to get the best or next to the best, you know, because at the end of the day, you want to come home or you want to make it to work, don't you? You know, you want to make sure whatever you get is well tested. You're not going to buy a product from a company that says, we tested it, it got through it, it made it, we cut a few corners. You're not doing that crap. People don't even want to do that crap with contractors. You mess around a year later, your house will burn to the ground because you have faulty wiring because somebody skimmed on the wiring. No, you don't do tests like that at all, period. And then just label it as I don't even know why he has I know why, we know why he has the board there, but how bold can you be? That's really bold. That's extremely bold that you think no one's going to pick up on that. There's a board there. That baffles me, people. I'm sorry, but that baffles the daylights out of me right there. You have a kitchen, there's like a brick board right across here, and that's right there where you would have light pushing right through. Right, it's perfect where you would have light pushing through to block that. Dude, if you're doing a demonstration on a home theater setup, that should not be there. If you're watching a demonstration on like Elite Screens and they're showing up this beautiful living room and they got the screen set up and the speakers and all, and you got a board right there, like what the frick is a board doing there? That's not supposed to be there. So that's what I'm saying, that look, man, you guys want to come on here and you want to say insults and stuff like that. At the end of the day, it doesn't bother me because we clearly showed you a video where the man is cheating y'all. He's stealing from y'all. So it kind of makes y'all look like idiots. I hate to call you idiots, but you are an idiot, because if I'm showing you a video of this person stealing from you, taking your money, and this is a product that you could easily make from any one of these YouTubers on here for pretty much next to nothing at a gallon, or you can make the very same product that he stole from you and make it for free, but you rather give him the money, that makes you an idiot. It does. It categorizes you as a class A idiot. I mean, who sits there and says, oh, no, you're going to give me the Lamborghini for free? Really? Oh, and I'll pay for it. I'll just pay for it. But, yeah, really? Seriously? Come on now. I think people are a little bit more intelligent than that. I really do. I really do think people have more intelligence than that. But, you don't insult me when you come in here. I laugh at you when you do that, because it just shows me that you're an idiot, because you will allow someone to steal from you and you would defend them. Doesn't make you look good. It makes me look good. Whew, man. And look, wait, let's go back here. None of the challenges were done. How many challenges did we put out? We put out a challenge today, didn't we? We put out a challenge earlier this morning. Where's my screen sitting at this morning? Hold on, let's go back. Let's go see where my screen was sitting at this morning. Where my screen was sitting at this morning. My big boy. We put challenges out for him. None of the challenges met. Not one of them. Not one of the challenges were ever met. He was supposed to do a Starfield demonstration outside. He failed that twice. He never showed up for that one. He was supposed to do a demonstration on showing his white levels on the UV mix. That was for y'all, not for us, because we don't care. We can display our white levels on black screen, so that's not a problem. He was supposed to show, what was the other one was done? There was another few demonstrations he was supposed to do inside. Oh, contrast demonstrations in a fully lit environment, OLED fish, anything contrast. That was never done. So for a person who claims to have such a quality product, to begin with, how come he's not displaying those tests? What's the problem there? How come we can't continue to get those tests, people? Here you go. We give you this one. Boom. Look at this. Oh, look at my screen sitting at. And y'all talking about meters. Are you kidding me? Meters? Really? I got screens to take a direct hit from sunlight. And you want to show me, talk about a meter. You want to talk about, guy was talking about, oh, but you got to have your meter in front of the projector. In front of a projector, dude, my screens sit out in sunlight. All right, then. I thought so. Meters, please. There you go. Look at that. That's my screen right there with the windows open. 126-inch screen. My projector sits 18 feet from my screen. And y'all want to talk about meters. Really? Meters? At the end of the day, let me explain something to the person that said about the meters. The meter, only thing it does is basically give an accurate reading on how much light is in the environment. It does not give you better contrast. It does not give you better color. It doesn't do any of that at all, period. You can have a white screen in a room and you can have about 2,000 or 4,000 lux in that environment. And it doesn't change the fact that the screen is not going to be able to produce that contrast level or color. It's not going to change it. If the screen's not going to pick it up, it's not going to pick it up depending on all the meter's doing is just reading how much actual light you have in the environment. So, like I said, you know, he's not picking it up at all, period. The meter is not going to make his product look any better. It's just going to give him an accurate reading. And mind you, in his reading, he came in at what, 220? My barometer is brighter than 220. My barometer is like 4 or 5. And he had lights manipulating the screen on top of that. We got a Starfield. We did a Starfield on this, didn't we? Here we go. We did the video he did in the dark. That's the video he displayed in the dark. We had all his curtains blocked up and had the piece of board up there. We're doing the same demonstration right now on a black screen. Look at my environment. I'm gonna tell you right now, all you crows out there, I'll give you 10 grand. If you can show me a demonstration outside on that Cinemax showing a Starfield demonstration. You willing to bet 10 grand? Andy, you willing to bet $10,000? Oh, you're not, are you? Because the screen can't pick it up, that's why. I thought not. I'll give you 50,000. All you have to do is say, yeah. I can bring, you let me know. We'll come down and check you out. I'll bring an attorney with me and we'll sign documents. We'll make it legit, official. So when I bring you to court, you don't have my money. I just take you to court. How you want to do it? Oh, I thought not. Okay then. Your screen don't pick up. That's all to it. Yeah, we can meet. We can definitely meet. I'll bring my attorneys down. We'll meet up and we'll sign documents. We'll make it official. And if you have my money, then I'll take it to court and I'll get my money one way or another. So how you want to do it? Oh, ain't nobody speaking now, are they? Oh, nice and quiet. Okay, I thought so. Your screens don't pick up. I don't care how much Harry Potter magic you think you have. They don't pick up. They're never going to pick up. And none of these screens are going to pick up unless they have that capability. And until then, this does not work at all. Now, like I said, if he was honest, there's other people who sell screen paints besides Crow. There are a lot of people that sell great screen paints besides Crow, but they don't give out, they don't have these outlandish specifications on what their product does. They had their limitations. That's what I respect about them. I got a bunch of them under my kitchen drawer. People I've bought their paints from and I've done demonstrations with against his own product. They don't come out there saying that our products are equal to black screens and we can pull white levels equal to a white screen. They don't make outlandish nonsense like that. He's the only one that does that. There's a delusional, fictional world of some kind of nonsense. He's the only one who makes these accusations. And then when it comes time to back it up, he's a no-show, which we call now no-show Crow. He doesn't show up. And then he comes and he does his reviews on video games and places that he went to, and it just smoke screening the daylights out of it. And then when he does do a demonstration on a somewhat contrasting demonstration, he's cheating his way through it so bad that it's obvious that anyone can see it. I've never seen a board there before in any of his demonstrations before. When he did a demonstration, why is there one there now? All right, then, there you go. Whoop-de-doo. All right, with that being said, I'm done here. I got to go paint me an 150-inch screen that's blue, hang it up and get it ready for the beta testers so they can show up their screens. Oh, while we're here, let's show something real quick. I love showing up the screen. I can't wait to finish my screen. 200, you'll get a chance, your crow, your flocks, whatever y'all call yourself. You'll get a chance to see, the Cinemax is on its way. You know that, right? We ordered it. Cinemax and Frankenstein is on its way. It's going to be here soon. But I want you to know something. That's why we're going to build a massive 250-inch 235.1 black screen. That's going to be a big screen on a 7,000 lumen Christie projector. And we're going to paint the screen up on a 150-inch, put it against that black screen and display a Starfield demonstration. I'm going to have several network cameras out there, and I might even have a barbecue out there and bring some customers out I'm kind of cool with. Bring them over so they can see it for themselves. And then that way you can get the opinion of other people that you claim that this screen paint has the magical powers of pulling a black level. Sure it does. All you have to do is to try to match any of our demonstrations. That's all we have to do. Yeah, that's a motorized projection screen literally outside playing around. So all you got to do is just match any one of our demonstrations. Certified projection screens, anything. You can match this one. This demonstration hasn't even been challenged yet. We put the challenge out in 2 years ago. Wow, it's been 2 years. We put this challenge out 2 years ago for Crow. For any back we didn't do it for Crow. We challenge anybody. We challenge everybody. We challenge all companies to do this demonstration. And yet, here's the demonstration right here. Let's go check at the bottom of the comment section. See if we got anybody posted any videos down here. We got any videos down here at all? Anything? 2 comments? We got 2 comments. That's just me. That's it. So you mean to tell me I put this challenge out for anyone to match this demonstration, and we ask for a link? All you got to do is post your link at the bottom doing the exact same demonstration. And this is a challenge we gave to him. It's called the Ultimate 1100 Lumen Challenge. Guess whose link this is? This is my link. There you go. That's the only link down there. Yeah, you want to talk about technology. Look at that. I got a screen outside producing an image, and I got a screen inside producing an image. Plus a screen in the back doing a demonstration at the same time. And y'all want to talk about meters? Really? You want to discuss meters right now? How about you complete that demonstration for me? You don't even need a meter to do it. Just complete it today. Put the link at the bottom of the video. I would appreciate it. So that's 1100 Lumen Challenge. The only link we have at the bottom of that one is just us. That's it. No one's there. And that video has been there for 2 years. And that was a challenge tour. Black Diamond, we called everybody's name on that one. Black Diamond, Elite Screens, all of them. Post your video at the bottom if you think you're better than us. And we're way beyond that technology now, way beyond it. We got no links down there. You want to see what Crow Screen Paint did look like when we took it outside? I'll show you. Yeah, we got his product here. We tested his product. We took it outside too. He wouldn't do the challenge, so we did it for him. Let's show you what happens. Let's see. Cruiser. Outside. There you go. So he wouldn't do the challenge. We did it for him. Yeah, there's your product right there. 107. That's why he's not going outside. That's why. That's why he's not accepting any of our challenges. That's why. Put a meter in front of that. And it won't show up. And y'all want to talk about meters. Look how well lit that environment is. I need a meter in there too. Maybe it's too dark in there. It's too dark in there. How about we go outside and do a Starfield demonstration versus this screen paint product outside? We need a meter out there. Wait, let me see what else we might need a meter at. We might need a meter someplace else. Let me check a couple other places too real quick. Make sure we don't need a meter. Since we do our test outside, we have to have a meter. Let's go to let's see if we need another meter right here. Gotta get these meters. Oh, we got that 235.1. I love the 235.1. I just can't keep long because those screens definitely do not. I can't pull everything off of them. I just wanted to do 2 of them side by side. That's what I wanted to do for that one. What was it? 2000? Wow, this is an old video too. This is when we were developing black technology on this one. We're not on the VGA projector. Yeah, I remember that. This is old technology right here. Old technology. I still have people contacting me on our old stuff, trying to see how to get their hands on. We had a physical wrap around screen. Oh, we did curved screens. Yeah, I got curved screens demonstration too. I forgot about that. We did a few curved screens. There's nothing new. That stuff doesn't pick up. I wonder if I can find my old curve screen demonstrations. Whoa, 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 whoa. We didn't build one of those. Not yet. Not yet. That's a big screen. There we go. It's my personal favorite. I love. Yeah, leave the room. Definitely leave the room when you see this one pop up. You might want to. This screen will embarrass you. This screen will literally freaking embarrass you. If you pros want to go out and you want to challenge me, build yourself a 180-inch screen, stick it in your backyard, pull this demonstration off. My projector sat 21 feet back. That projector right there cost me $300. When I got companies that look at this demonstration, they're using freaking projectors that cost them $7,000 to $8,000. We did this with a $300 projector, 21 feet back, 180-inch screen at $657 outside. And you want to talk about a meter? Really? Really? A meter what? A meter? A meter? Really? So you don't ask me. The guy asked me, he was like, how come you don't have your meter in front of the screen? Really? So let's get this straight. You're inside of a house with walls and windows protecting from any ambient light. And I'm out there at 180 inches with no walls, no windows, nothing, but constant ambient light surrounding my screen at 657. And you want to question me on why my meter does not sit in front of my screen. Now, before you answer me that question, I think you need to go back, check my archives and see what kind of work I do, and then come back in and answer that question, or don't answer that question at all. Watching Star Wars outside, no problem. The weather's trying to might be up. No, I'm not going outside today. I'm seeing clouds already. Question. Have you seen Crow do a demonstration like this? If he's not going to go outside on the deck and do a 100-inch, what makes you think he's going to do a 180-inch outside? Maybe the distance throw is too long, and maybe he may require an ultra short throw projector. So let's see. How many people have done demonstrations on a projector? Now let's see. Ultra short throw. Optima GT 5500 is designed to do only around, I think it's around 100 inches. That's it. I was able to get 140 out of it. Optima GT 5500, 140 ultra short throw, 140-inch ultra short throw. We're using Optima GT. GT. I had the GT, I had the 55 and 5500 and the 5600. One has 3,000 lumens, one has 36. I think it's the 56 has the 3600 lumens. Yeah, that's the one that has it right there. There you go, right there. This is why I have so many demonstrations, because I can back up my product. If someone says, hey, you ever use an ultra short throw outside of your black technology? Yeah, I have. Right there. Boom. Video, I can back it up. Outside on 140 inches. Mind you, the Optima GT 5500 is only designed to give you a 100-inch. That's a 140-inch screen outside. On an ultra short throw. And that was on the Supreme 8. That's on the technology that Crow claimed that was so dark you can't see it. And yet we're outside on an ultra short throw projector doing this demonstration. This is why my table always stays stacked with orders. And this is why no matter what dirty tactic he tries, no one believes him at all. Because here you got the fellow outside on an Optima GT 55 ultra short throw showing 140-inch maximum weight, the capacity of what the projector is designed to do. And you have another fellow who's sitting in a dark apartment trying to say his product comes up that dark. Yeah. Can we do this on an angle gain? I think we did this on an angle gain. Didn't we do this on an angle gain? Quick, let me see. Yeah, there we go, right there. Boom. Angle gain. Boom. Shakalaka. Boom. Angle gain. So not only am I bringing up doing the demonstration in the daytime hours with an ultra short throw, But I'm showing you a 190-degree viewing angle without the image washing up or fading on a projector that's not designed to do 140, but 100-inch only, which means I'm stressing out my pixels beyond belief and still maintaining the image with no problem whatsoever. And you question my kung fu. How dare you? That's why I laugh at y'all when you come on my channel. You know how many demonstrations I've done? Oh, let's do this one, my personal favorite. Freezing a screen into a block of ice. You ever done that one before? I've done that one. I did that for a contract in Canada. They had a festival and, you know, a whole setup and out there, and they had these screens out there. And of course, the screen paint's going to take on some moisture and stuff like that. So they wanted to see what would happen if, you know, if my product would basically crack, or I'm going to pick up frozen right there. It's only the wrong thing, but this is freezing. They wanted to see whether or not if I could, I'm going to put down frozen instead. They want to see if I could basically freeze a screen into a block of ice. Oops, I should get this right. Block of ice. Block of ice. Let me make sure the screen was going to crack or peel. There we go, right there. Demonstration done already. I got demonstrations to back up everything. So yeah, we had a contract with them. They wanted to see whether or not if we could take a projection screen and we could basically freeze it into a block of ice. Well, basically, they wanted to make sure it was going to hold up. So I basically took a projection screen, coated it with our formula, soaked it in water, wrapped it up in duct tape, put it in a pot, stuck it in the freezer, and froze it into a block of ice. And pulled it apart on camera without the screen cracking or peeling, not one time. Gotta back it up.
That's something hard to do. I've been selling screen paint. Screen, heated it up in the condenser already. Today, it's frozen. So, get this out of here. Real quick, you can see I froze the screen. Well, this is just things that you sign.
Had to heat it up because we couldn't get it out of the pan, so I had to stick it on top of the grill and cook the screen.
It's going to get to it. The snow's going to get to the ice, the rain, and you're going to have a screen that's going to be there.
So when somebody asks me, hey, Ken, is your screen weatherproof? There's a test demonstration right there.
Actually, when we cook this on it, actually, I think that's hot. That bottom area is probably kind of hot.
And we still couldn't get it out of there. That thing was frozen, and I had to go outside and beat it with a hammer. Yeah, I can back my work up. Beat the screen with a hammer, which means I'm damaging the material, just beating it, bam, bam, bam. Still ain't come out. That didn't work. Brought it upstairs. We had to, that thing got frozen real good. Stuck it on and drowned it in hot water. I literally I thought I was not going to get that screen. That screen was frozen in. And I didn't think that thing was going to be to open up. Look how frozen that is. That's all ice. It's all frozen together. Let me see if we got to the point we can pull this thing apart. So you got to be able to back up your work.
All right. It's starting to come and roll now. Yeah, huge block of ice in there. Look at that huge block of ice in there. So we're just about done. I was able to get into it.
That was an exhausted day, man. I'm telling you, trying to get into that screen. You hear that ripping sound? Yeah, that's the material separating.
All right.
And that screen still didn't crack or peel. Didn't even rip.
Took some time to get into, but we got it finally. unfrozen. Cause man, this thing, when I made it, it was a brick of, it was actually. Grab the camera, show you. This is what we got. Screen's dripping. See, there's ice particles on it right there. Like huge pieces of ice. Where I froze the screen completely. And look at this. There's no cracks, nothing. This is what it's designed to do. It's designed to take on a lot of punishment. That new stuff we call the new coating allows the screen to be able to take on a lot of punishment.
That's why I got screens sitting outside on my deck right now that's been out there through snowstorms, heat, rain, everything. And they can take that punishment because we designed them, we built them that way. And we got the videos to back it up. I told you, anything I do, I got videos to back up everything that I do. You see Jamie do any of these tests? None at all, period, right? Okay, then. None of these tests. You can't back one of our tests up. Look at that.
My time runs out here. I'm Kenneth Burr from Illuminous 4K Screen Paint using ambient projection technology games.
Please, I mean, come on, people. You guys want to come on my channel talk about meters and stuff like that. I've done demonstrations of freezing screens and blocks of ice, ripping them apart. Just about everything you could think of. I even had demonstrations of screens displayed in winter snowstorms. So when someone sits there talking about their product quality, that's quality right there. That's what you call a quality screen. A screen that you could freeze into a block of ice. You have to beat it down with a hammer, heat it up on an oven, drown it in hot water, pull it apart on camera, and look at the image it maintains without one crack or peel on the surface. That's a quality screen. And we're doing it in a fully lit environment at that. Look at that, fully lit environment, all this light in the screen. Here, I'll show you something even more crazy about the technology we developed. We had a 3D ceiling paint. I never got around to making that stuff, and I really should have made more of it, but I never really got around to it. I think I got bored somewhere in the process. There you go, right there. Ceiling screen paint. With the lights on, by the way.
Designed to be used in a dim or dark environment.
My ceiling downstairs has 3D paint attached to it to allow it to be able. And the gaming room is in there too.
All right, so let's begin. Let's come over here and drop our lights here.
That's what's on my ceiling right now. It's a 3D paint that will allow me to be able to display images up there, and I can have all the lights on in the environment, and the screen's not going to wash out.
Containers for commercial use, we're going to have it is in 5-gallon containers. It can be sprayed on, it can be rolled on. It's a different form of the nanotechnology. This one can.
And you want to talk about meters, really? We got a screen on the ceiling, and you want to discuss meters. But he's got to have a meter. He's got to have a meter. But I'm telling you, I swear. It's like, you know, we have that one kid on the block that he's a sore loser no matter what. He's always got to make up these excuses why he shouldn't have lost. That's what he kind of reminds me of. So now they want to go about, oh, but your meter's supposed to be in the front. No, your meter's not supposed to be in the front. Because your meter's in the front, that means when your projector gives off, you know when your projector hits your screen, there's some of the light actually does push off your screen. You know that, right? So bottom line is, if you put your meter in the front of where the projector is at, and the lights travel from the projector and hits the meter, that's going to jump your levels up a little bit. You're supposed to have your meter in a neutral area. You should be able to put that meter anywhere in that environment and it should be able to pick up. That's what it's designed for. So what you're saying to me is that meters have to be used in the front only. You show me where it says that at. Give me some literature that says that meters are supposed to be used in the front only. It's a meter. It's designed to measure light in the environment. You can stick it anywhere you want. It's still going to measure light in the environment. You do know that while your meter's in the room, it's not going to keep the same accurate setting. You know light fluctuates, right? So when you move through an environment, you actually manipulate light. Did you know that? Since you want to get on the thing about the physics of actually how light actually works. Because you do know the light bends and fluctuates, right? So there's no such thing as having still light where the light's going to stay and maintain in that same state where it's just going to stand still. It's going to fluctuate. Anything can change the way light actually fluctuates in the environment. Someone moving in the environment, someone adding light to the environment, someone taking away from it, it changes. So that's why when I go back and show you the meter's constantly fluctuating back and forth. As long as it doesn't hit below a certain number, we're good. So light does fluctuate and change in the environment constantly all the time. It doesn't say 200 lux and it's going to be 200 lux through the entire room for the entire day. No, someone just walking through that environment can actually upset that environment and cause the light to change. Okay, I got to get at it real quick. I got to go paint a giant screen in the back. I'm actually, the blue screen is coated over because we got that dedicated Christie technology, which I'm going to be submitting that soon over to Christie corporations and showing them how we're taking their outdated projectors and we're actually advancing their old technology to make it look actually like it's brand new. So we got some interesting discussions with that with a few people on Monday. And then let me see. And since that screen's already painted over because we need that for the Christie new technology, we need a new screen. So this is what we're doing today. We are getting ready to paint the 150 inch into blue today. This is what I'm going to be using from now on for displaying the blue screen because I do not feel like carrying the fixed frames. As a matter of fact, I plan to get a couple more. All right, well, that's it for me. Thank you all for your time. Got to go and